This is going to be a very quick look, very fresh, pretty effortless. I'm not going to use many products. The first product I'm going to use is the Revolution Mattifying Nidocenamide Moisture Cream. So I'm going to put this all over my face. I already have it pumped out. Just going to put that all over. And we're going to cover up a lot of this redness as well. But we don't want, I'm not going for like a full coverage face today. It's going to be more of a light to medium coverage. Okay, and then I'm going to also moisturize under my eyes using the Hard Candy Maryland's Morning Mousse Whipped Under Eye Cream. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that. About that much. Just going to rub it in with my fingers and then pat. Alright, so this under eye cream is supposed to hydrate, energize, and depuff under the eyes, and it's really inexpensive. It's about $6, I believe. It has green caviar extract, grapeseed oil, and caffeine. So I really like that stuff just to kind of, you know, give me a little bit of a boost before I put concealer under my eyes. And now I'm going to go on to foundation. So I'm going to take two different foundations, but I'm going to mix two different shades of one foundation first. It's going to be the Believe Beauty Skin Finish Foundation. And I'm going to mix the shades Nude and Neutral Tan. I'm going to do about a half pump of each. And then I'm just going to take Hailey's Beauty, let's see here. This is the Reinvent BB Drops Tinted Marula Face Oil in Light Medium Warm. So I'm just going to shake this up. And then I'm just going to add it to the foundation there, a couple of drops. It's very liquidy though, so I can't like show you after I do it because then it'll just pour all over everything. And it just kind of thins out the foundation that I already have and makes it a little bit more luminous and easier to blend. And so now I have that, and I'm just going to put it all over my face and then just use my fingers to blend out. And we're just going to take a little bit on the forehead. We don't want to do too much on the forehead because we don't want to emphasize the, you know, the fine lines that are up there. All right, so that was one layer. I think I'm going to do another layer. I'm going to do just about a quarter to a half pump of each. Again, I don't need to use as much as I did before. For concealer, I'm just going to take two different concealers. I'm going to take the number 7 Lift and Illuminate Serum Concealer in the shade Light and the L'Oreal Age Perfect Radiant Concealer. So I'm just going to use both of those, and I'm just going to dot them under my eyes. So I'm taking one, and then I'm going to take the other one and just go in between. And then I'm just going to use my fingers, the warmth of my fingers, to blend that in and really push it into my skin. Right now I'm just going to set the under eyes just lightly with the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Foundation, Fresh Wear Foundation in a powder. This is in the shade Pearl. So I'm just going to take this, and I'm going to take a fluffy crease brush from Morphe. It is the M504. Just take a little bit of that, tap it off, and just lightly dust it underneath my eye, just to set right underneath. But I'm not going to put any powder anywhere else on my face. Alright, so I'm not going to do any bronzer or contouring. I just want this to look really fresh and youthful. So I'm actually going to just leave that alone. And now I'm going to use some blush. This is the Flower Beauty Blush Balm Color Drops for cheeks. And I'm using the shade Bubbly. So I'm going to take just a little bit on the back of my hand, about that much on the back of my hand. And I'm just going to take my fingers once again and just tap that on and then blend it out. And I'm just going to tap that onto the apples of my cheeks and then a little bit up to kind of make it look like a natural flush. Then take another finger and blend it out. Do the same thing on this side. I'm going to take a little bit and tap it along my nose there. Okay, and then I'm just going to press into my cheeks and make sure that it's all blended out. So now I'm just going to use a little bit of highlight. I was going to use the Flower Beauty Day Glow highlighting glaze, but I feel like I use this too much. I actually love it so much. I use it all the time. This is in the shade Day Glow. It looks like that. But I actually think I'm going to use my Neutrogena Glow On Liquid Highlighter in Moonlight Galaxy. So I think I'm going to use this instead. I'm just going to take a little bit of that on the back of my hand. About that much. Use my ring finger to pat that out. And then put it on the tops of my cheeks, on my nose, pretty much just anywhere I want to highlight. Alright, so that's all I want to do to my face, and so now we're going to move on to the eyes. Alright, so the eyeshadow look is going to be just as easy as the face was. It's extremely easy to do, and it's really pretty for Easter. It's really soft. I love the pastel colors, and just really cute and fun, and again, very easy. So the first thing that we're going to do is just prime our lids with the e.l.f. Putty Eye Primer in the shade Rose. Going to as gently as possible, just tap that on with your finger. Then I'm just going to take another e.l.f. Putty Eye Primer, but this one's in the shade White. I'm just going to do a little bit just right on the lid. Again, taking my finger, and just a little bit, like that much. Just going to lightly press it onto the lid from the lash line and then work my way up, because I don't want it to be too overpowering, but I do want it to be a little bit lighter to really make those pastel colors stand out. Also, I am very dry right now. If you couldn't tell, I am extremely dry, trying to moisturize. So I'm just going to use two different palettes, both by ColourPop. One is the Miss Bliss palette, and the other one is the Aura and Out palette. And first I'm going to dive into the Miss Bliss palette. So I'm just going to pick up the shade of Quartz, and I am going to use the Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH34 brush, and I'm just going to dip into that color and then lightly wash it all over my lid, just up to the crease. And now we're just going to go into the Aura and Out palette, and we're going to take the shade Fresh Cut. And I'm just going to use the Profusion Small Pointed Eyeshadow Brush. It's the ES6 brush, and I'm going to get a little bit of that Fresh Cut on that brush, and then just work it on the inner corner of my eye, just right there, and like the first third, right on the crease, just on the crease. Then I'm going to take a little bit more of that Fresh Cut. And then I'm just going to take it on the outer part, almost like I'm going to be doing eyeliner with it. And just working it right there. And then doing just a little bit, like a little V of that Fresh Cut. So I actually want to do a little bit deeper of a pink tone. So instead of Quartz, now we're just going to take Loves It from the Miss Bliss palette. I'm just going to use my finger. I'm just going to pat it onto my lid. With my finger. And work it up to the crease. Alright, so now I'm just going to take a brush that has no product on it. It's the Morphe M514. It's kind of a just a a fluffier crease brush. And I'm just going to blend out that green just a little bit. Then we're going to take that fluffy crease brush that didn't have anything on it, and we're going to dip back into that fresh cut, but just lightly tap off as much excess as possible. And then I'm just going to lightly go in between those two green places that we already have right above the pink, and just connect them just a little bit. Just a little. Like barely. And then just blend it out just in that spot. All right, and that is it for the top lid just for now. Now we're going to go back into the Aura and Out palette, and we're going to do the lower lash line. I'm going to take some of that Vibes shade, that blue shade, and then I'm just going to work that on the outer third. I'm just going to meet up with that green at the top, and then just slightly blend those together. I'm going to take the same brush and dip it a little bit into Fresh Cut, take a little bit of that, and then just make it blend even better. So now I'm going to take another clean Profusion small pointed eyeshadow brush. I have about 5 or 6 of these, so I just use these all the time, and they're my favorite brush to use because I have smaller eyes. So now I'm going to dip into Your A Vision in the Aura and Out palette, tap off some of that excess, and then just blend this in with the blue. So I'm just going to go right in the middle there. And then I'm going to take a little bit of the Solar Hour on the same brush and put that on top. I didn't want a yellow that was as intense as Solar or dark as Solar Hour, but it does have a little bit more pigment, so you can really see that yellow. Alright, and so now you guessed it, we're going to take another Profusion small pointed eyeshadow brush. I don't know, I have to read that every single time, but I do. And we're going to dip into the Miss Bliss palette again. And this time we're going to take the shade Intuitive. And we're just going to put this on the first third of our lower lash line and meet up with that yellow. And then I'm just going to take a little bit of Optimist in the same palette. And just go over it just a little bit to really enhance that orange. So now we're going to take the shade Palo Santo on another Profusion small eyeshadow, pointed eyeshadow brush. Take a little bit of it. This is going to be our inner corner highlight. Alright, I'm going to take a fluffier brush. I'm going to take a Morphe M514 brush and the shade You're a Vision from the Aura and Out palette. Just take a little bit on that brush, and then I'm going to lightly blend the green up just a little bit. Alright, so now I'm going to do the other eye and I'll be right back. Alright, so the eyes are done. And now I'm just going to do my brows and lashes. Alright, so these are the finished eyes. I did do my brows, mascara, and tightlined my lower lash line. For the brows, I used the Tina Davies Pro Silk Pencil in brown to fill it in, and then I just used a glycerin-based soap to just kind of fluff it out. And for my lashes, I used the Ulta New Heights Lifting Mascara. So it's not too, doesn't like give too much volume or anything. It's just really nice separation. And then to tightline my lower lash line, I use the Hard Candy Stroke of Gorgeous, the shade Almost White or Skyish Blue. So yeah, so that's all I did to my eyes. Again, it's a very simple look using just 2 palettes. And now we're just going to go on to the lips and we'll be done. So for the lips, I decided to keep it pretty soft and matte as well. So I'm just going to use the LA Girl Matte Flat Velvet Lipstick in the shade Sweet Revenge. And I'm just going to lightly dab it on my lips. Just to get sort of a wash of that color. I don't want it to be too intense. And then I am going to use the Wet n Wild Cloud Pout Marshmallow Lip Mousse in the shade Pour Some Sugar on Me. I'm just going to go right on top of that. And then just blend it out with my finger. Alright, and that is the final look. So hopefully you guys like the look. Hopefully it was easy and cute and very springy to you guys. Clearly, I love the holidays. I can't wait till Easter. If you guys like the holidays, if you like skincare, makeup, outfits, diet, exercise, everything, anything lifestyle, I do have an Instagram. It is Alyssa After 30, and you can find all that stuff there. And again, I hope you guys really liked the video. If you did, definitely like and subscribe if you would like. It would mean so much to me. And I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.